Good morning. Welcome to Beyond the Headlines here on Freedom Square TV, where we go beyond the breaking news to unpack the real issues that shape our society. Since its formation in 2013, the All Progressive Congress (APC) has grown into Nigeria's dominant political party at the federal level, producing at least 2 presidents. However, in Enugu State, the party has faced consistent electoral challenges, struggling to secure significant seats in both state and national assemblies. The political landscape in Enugu has remained largely dominated by the People's Democratic Party, PDP, for over 2 decades. Several factors have been identified for AP's underperformance in the state, and they include internal divisions, leadership tussles, inter-grassroots penetration, candidate imposition, and voter perception of APC as an outsider party in the southeast of Nigeria. Yet, with shifting voter demographics, an increasing politically aware youth population, and a changing national political mood, many believe the party can turn the tide if it undertakes serious repositioning. The Enugu Progressive Group, convened by Dr. NWOYE, is among the initiatives seeking to rebuild trust, unify party factions, and develop a winning electoral strategy ahead of 2027. Dr. NWOYE, a former state chairman of APC, brings first-hand experience of the party's internal dynamics and the electoral campaigns. His efforts focus on grassroots mobilization, transparent candidate selection, and policy-driven campaigns that address local needs. In today's conversation, we'll go beyond the headlines to explore why APC continues to struggle in Enugu despite its national strength, what reforms are urgently needed to turn the tide around, a realistic roadmap to improve APC's chances in 2027 and beyond. This is a timely discussion as political alignments are already shifting ahead of the next general elections. What happens in the next 2 years could determine whether APC finally breaks through in Enugu or remain on the periphery of the state's politics. My name is Repositioning, and joining me in the studio is a man who knows the terrain well. Our guest is Dr. NWOYE.
Oche, thank you for having me. Good morning, listeners.
Dr. NWOYE is the convener of the Enugu Progressive Group and former chairman of the APC in Enugu State. Indeed, it's an honor to have you here, sir.
The honor is mine. Thank you.
Well, with recent political developments, shifting voter expectations, and internal restructuring, the question is, how can Enugu APC reposition itself for optimal electoral outcomes? Well, Dr. NWOYE, once again, you're welcome.
Thank you.
Just not long ago, you had a press conference, if I'm right, with the Progressive Group in Enugu. But before then, there were rumors where they say you left APC, and the rumors say that you're back to APC. So can you just unravel this conundrum?
Yes, I left APC sometime in April. I think it was April 22nd this year. And I left because of the injustice that the former national chairman of the party, Governor Ganduje, meted out to APC. He ran down APC through his refusal to adhere to the rule of law. In 2000, precisely, in August 9th, 2024, this was last year, a court in Enugu barred Barrister Gabala from parading himself as the state chairman of the party. And the court also recognized Dr. Alphonsus Nwafo as the acting chairman. Not just Ugo, but the 10 other members of his executives. They were legitimately following the constitution of the party, removed. And this matter was taken up over to Governor Ganduje, then national chairman. He practically tossed it away. Then the leadership of the party, not just Governor Ganduje, they pretended like the order never occurred. They violated it flagrantly. Chief Enugu, the deputy national chairman, South, who is also from Enugu, pretended like the order never took place, that the judge's directive meant nothing. Dr. Arodubu, the vice national chairman, APC, Southeast, did the same thing. They continue to carry on the business of APC with Barisu Gabala as if the court order meant nothing. The governor of Imo State, His Excellency, Hope Uzodinma, joined. He's the leader of the APC in the Southeast. They all joined disobedience of the court order. Of course, the Minister of Innovation, Science and Technology, Chief Uche Naji, participated in the flagrant disobedience of the court order. I continue pushing the fact that this man is no longer the chairman of the party, pursuant to the court order. They say he had appealed it. And I reminded them, appealing a court order does not invalidate the existence of the court order. You can appeal. But then what they did, they said they have arrested the matter from the court. That is the court of first impression, the lower court. They arrested it, but the order was not arrested. I took it back again to the National Secretariat. Again, at that point, I was also the Chief of Staff to the Deputy National Chairman, not Honorable Ali Dalori. They say their hands are tied, that the leadership in the Southeast want to work with Ugabala. At that point, I told them, I cannot be part of it. We must obey the rule of law. We must abide by the law of the land. If we are the progressives, if we are the ruling party, I think it disparages the party. It impugns integrity of Mr. President. When his own party, that is, he came up being a president, do not abide by the law. That is why I quit.
Are you back now?
So, yes, I am back. And the story of why I am back, by providence, not by my bonus, by providence intervention. Governor Ganduje allegedly became sick, but that is not the truth. Internally, he conducted certain primaries in the Abuja Municipal Council. The aftermath of that primary, where, of course, accusations went back and forth, I don't know which one that is the truth. He was compelled to resign. Let's not fool ourselves. Let's not fool Nigerians. The same thing he meted out to Enugu, where he doesn't follow the party constitution, he doesn't follow the rule of law. He did the same thing to the people of Gwari local government in the Federal Capital Territory. And some individuals resisted it. And they resisted it so much so that it became obvious that this is a man who is synonymous with willful disobedience to the law. So he was thrown out. Then he found himself in London hospital, claimed that he was sick. He's taking a break. They are used to going for medical vacation. He's doing that. And then a new national chairman, His Excellency NWOYE, was appointed. I reached out to the national leadership. In the meantime, they were calling me to unite the party because they know my contribution. I'm a founding member. I contributed both time and money in the formation and structuring of APC in Enugu State and indeed in Southeast. And by the way, for the information, I was the secretary to the Forum of all APC chairmen, 36 of us. And I stayed in that office for 8 years.
I was strong. So
the formation, the real grassroots, I was part of it. So when I left, it hit them hard. And they called me, why are you leaving? They said, I've joined PDP. I said, no, I'm not joining any party, but I'm taking a break from politicking because I cannot be part of impunity. So they now send delegations to me who pleaded with me that they will hear the case of Enugu, that the impunity will cease. They assured me, that I said, if you find out that that court order, it does not exist, then don't take my word. But as long as the court order exists, and Ugabala continues to parade himself as it, anything he participates in is not just voidable, but it's null and void, including the neck that brought our national chairman. I must say that it is subject to challenge by court. If Ugabala participated, there was a voice vote, but had it been like it was a vote cast, and it's discovered that he's casted a winning vote, someone can take the party to court and nullify it. If Ugabala participates in any Congress, now they've now pushed back the Congresses to December. If he participates while this court order is still subsisting, he nullifies it. The same thing will happen to anyone who appears, who comes up as a candidate from any election Ugabala presides over. So they understood that. They have pleaded with me to return, help unite the party. Of course, I threw up the progressives group, not just me, but I and other progressives, including those who are apolitical, but that want development of our state, Enugu State, and want the development of the country. The progressive minded came on, and we all founded the progressives group, which we have launched, and that's the press conference we are talking about.
Okay, we'll shortly come back to that press conference because it's quite important. A lot actually happened during the press conference. There were revelations and there were statements made, statements that speak volume. But let me get back to Enugu APC, for which you presided over a long time. Actually, you were there like a colossus. It was quite intimidating while you were there. Now, from your experience as former chairman, what would you say are the party's biggest internal weaknesses in Enugu State?
The first weakness we experienced was playing the politics within the confine of Enugu, where PDP dominated. That was the first weakness. But then we did all we could. Then my governorship candidate, who is not a senator, Okezia, we rallied around. I went deep into the grassroots. We mobilized people. So from 2023, 2013, when APC came into existence, to 2015, if you look very well, as much as they didn't want APC, we went to churches and they would say, talk about yourself and don't talk about APC. It was the height of the Boko Haram, and around the time the Chibok girls happened.
Yeah.
So the Christians, they saw us as traitors. And recall, I was also, by the way, only 2 persons that were given exemption as a chairman. I was exempted, I was given a waiver to run for Senate while still a chairman in 2015. The only other person that was given a waiver is Senator Binta of Adamawa Central. She was also given a waiver. Why was I running? Because that nobody wanted to run for other APC.
Yeah.
It was a party nobody wanted to touch in Enugu State. All these people making round and shouting that they are progressives now. Nobody came to. I was a chairman and was still running. And at that time, we struggled. We were able to score a little less than 15,000 votes for President Buhari, then President Buhari. But you know, you're laughing now. But fast forward, about 10 years later, is it 10 years later also? The chairman that took over, Ugabala, scored only 4,772 votes. He scored less than 10% of what I scored.
For Tinubu.
For Tinubu. With all the, now we had no money. Remember that the Buhari administration was more like they only give shishi. We had no money. Then you compare it to Senator Okezia. Due to our own mobilization, we scored about 52,000 votes for Senator Okezia. Fast forward it. 2 cycles later, after Ayogeze, late Ayogeze, the current Minister of Innovation, Science and Tech, who unfortunately, by the way, was adjudged to be a sleeping minister. I'm not the one that adjudged him. He's there in the public view, but that is on record. He ran, and guess what he scored? A little over 14,000, about 14,525 votes. So APC saw a regression.
Yeah.
If you fast forward it, the second time or rather, go back again a little bit. The second term of President Muhammadu Buhari, APC scored a little over 62,000 votes. So you saw a progress. You saw a tremendous, coming from 14,000 something
Yes,
to 60. These things are on record. You check, you will say, go and verify it. You know, you will see that the record is, we saw a consistent rising. That was again, through our own effort. Go back down again a little bit. 2017, APC presented in Enugu State a local government election. We have skipped that. We went through grassroots mobilization. We were able to attract the immediate past governor, then immediate past governor of Enugu State, a performing governor, His Excellency Sullivan Chime. We were able to attract Jim Wobodo. People forgot that Jim Wobodo came into the party. We were able to attract the former Senate president, Senator Kenny Namani. We were able to get Fidel Koro GNG, were able to get into our party, Eugene Odo, the two-time Speaker of Enugu State House of Assembly. We didn't do that by abusing people. I didn't do it by calling names and expelling people. So what I did was we approached people. In fact, I was poking the then governor of Enugu State. You may not know. I had several conversations, but we need for him to join us. That is Governor NWOYE. We didn't do it by abusing him. And people say, oh, he's working for PDP. How would you talk to a person how do you get somebody to come over your party if you don't talk to them? We know that the only way we could grow APC was to reach out. I was talking to Ike Kuremadu, Senator Ike Kuremadu, to join our party.
To crush
yes. Well, how do we do it? We knew that the only way we can do this thing was to reach out. We were reaching. You were in PDP. I was talking to you. Okay, so I had friends across.
Okay.
There was no enmity. Every sitting with any seasoned member of the PDP, it was a moment for me to discuss with them the need to come to APC. And government at the top is the best thing for Enugu State. If we can turn it around, because I know part of the reason appointments to federal level were being distributed by people from other states.
Yes.
That you cannot, I was doing it not because of me. I'm a businessman. I was doing it for my people. I was counting at that time. There was this judge, who's a retired judge, by the way, from somewhere in the business house, whose husband was deceased, but was a friend of Amechi. Amechi was able to appoint her to become the pro-chancellor at Ahmadu Bello University, a political person.
Yes.
Nobody knows this woman. I can name names, different places. People were coming from Ebonyi State, appointing people from Enugu who are apolitical. How do you grow a party when people are holding offices who are totally 100% apolitical? They don't grow the party. They don't contribute in growth. Of course, the same thing happened with the appointment of our minister. The minister at the time was appointed, Oyama, had no voters card. His friend appointed him, Abakari, on basis of family relationship, the highest position. Now, I don't, of course, I'm not a hater. What I'm saying is, if you have people work for party and you don't bring party people into the system, the party will continue to go down. So I was reaching out to these big names. By the way, I reached out to His Excellency Professor Bati Naji to join APC. These are people who are, all of them are, except Okoro, they are all living witness of my action. You can't go and verify. You don't do that by abusing people. That was the effort. So by 2017, I insisted that we have a local government election and we participate. Naturally, people say don't participate because the government writes it down. The government in power all over. If it's APC government, they write it. If it's PDP, they write it. Apuga, they write it. And we have
an allegation.
It's an allegation there. But I'm telling you,
there's an election.
Yes, on the paper there's an election. But I'm saying what they say. I'm not saying what I say or what I believe.
Okay.
I say we need to participate. By the way, I attracted Emperor Bewu Ibe to start financing the party. He's my friend, a multi-billionaire. He started financing it with his own money. We held a meeting at Nickel Lake where we now passed a motion that we will participate. Also, so I'm still remembering big names. Sir Samuel Nishi.
Okay.
Christmas.
He
joined the party. These are big names that we brought in. These are who is who. Imagine people who came around to turn Enugu State from APC to PDP. By 2017, we did election. The grassroots election. The unthinkable happened when they saw that we are ready. Of course, in all the local government and the world, they carted away with the voting materials and ran away. So we have evidence that election was not, people did not cast their vote. They ran away. Some went to police station to write it, some went to government house, some went to their home and then announced result. We have evidence of it. Because we came out in 2020, in 2017. Oji River, they pushed in the then Damala They said they've killed APC have imported thugs. In fact, they accused GNG to having imported thugs from Aguleri to wage war at the local government, Ojiriba local government, because that the thugs were wearing helmets and waving weapons. And the people ran away. And they ran away with the ballot boxes and the result sheets. By the evening, they announced all the PDP candidates.
Chairman, you are saying, I hope what you are saying actually happened.
We have evidence.
You have evidence?
Yes, we do.
Okay. Now that you have rejoined your party, the last election, actually, APC struggled to make significant gains. You already said it yourself. So it was quite abysmal. What do you think? How can ABC? So my question was actually, what do you think are the internal reforms? And let me get back to that question. What do you think are the internal reforms that should be made in APC very urgently? What internal reform must happen for it to become a strong party?
Number one is obey the rule of law. Okay. Obey the law. Obey your own constitution. And obey the constitution of Federal Republic of Nigeria. Ugo Abala, everybody, we have the record. He was not a member of the party. He never registered to be a member of the party.
The Equal joiners are the Equal founders.
No. Just listen. Hear me out. I agree. Equal founder, Equal joiners.
Yes.
But you don't just join and you become the chairman. Okay, I am in Enugu State. People refer to me as the Archbishop of APC. Archbishop. Now, as an Archbishop of APC, I can't jump over to another party and take over. That's what happened. And you didn't take over in any Congress. There was no Congress. That's what we're talking about, internal democracy. We had protests. He went to a bar, some beer parlor, along the streets, and chatted some talks. We have the video. And we have the video.
That speaks to his strength. No. He would be an outsider and come in and hijack your party.
Okay, I agree. That speaks to his thuggery strength.
Well, you are telling that
voting strength has been shown. At the end of the day, the strength is what you put on the table when the vote is counted. He got 4,772. We call it project 4772 for Tinubu. It's a abysmal vote. His own polling unit, he got 0 votes. 0.
He didn't vote himself?
He didn't vote. Go and verify. We have record. In the Uche polling unit, he got 3 votes. That's the strength. That's the thuggery strength.
When he was running for governor?
He was running for governor. 3 votes. Him and 2 aides. His spouse didn't vote for him. What do I want to vote? So when you talk about strength, yes, you can come and hijack. You use the governor imposed him. The governor of Imo State imposed him. Okay, I was a player then. I was out, but I was still a child.
Where were their own governors there? Former Governor Solomon Time. Where was he when all this was happening?
A former governor has limited influence. You know Solomon very well. He's a perfect gentleman. You can't expect a gentleman Sullivan.
Reverend Fathers don't play politics, sir.
I didn't say Reverend.
I'm not going for that.
Yeah, I agree.
Even a gentleman,
I agree. But you're dealing with money politics. You're dealing with politics of bribe and corruption. You're dealing with politics of hijack. Where they pay people and they hijack material. They hijacked it. They came in to Enugu with a private jet chartered by Hope. And they carted away with the stuff. So it's not strength. Okay, you have become chairman. The reason I showed you my record, how we rose from 14,000 something to 62,000 something. Go and check. Same thing, voters registration. Do you know that Ayogeze in 2019 pulled out of election and still came second? Uche participated in the election and came 4th. The first time APC was beaten to 4th position. Since inception, we've always, under my leadership, became twice we came second. Okezia came on second. Ayogeze, he withdrew from election because of the litigation that occurred. But he also, without being there, he came on second. We were beaten by Labour, beaten by APGA. That is how bad. When you talk about strength, the domineering strength, strength, you show it by bringing in real people. I gave you names of people I brought in.
Yeah.
Let him bring the names of people he talked to. We're not talking about people he called IDPs from labor, because he's referring to those from labor that has scattered the IDPs from labor who joined him. He's referring to people that came from labor. That is the serving members who joined him as internally displaced politicians. They have joined him, and he's calling them internally displaced politicians. And he's telling them there's no automatic ticket for internally displaced politicians. These are people he's supposed to celebrate. They came in obviously because of the issues in Labour Party. But why rub the stuff on their face, in their face? Why do that? Why call them internally displaced politician? We're talking about Chimobi, Atu, Professor Namchi, and Omeha.
Yeah, not the House of Representatives.
Yes, but
And they come with a strong, with some strength. Don't you think so?
I agree, but look, Uchenna in his speech says that they are meeting internally displaced politicians.
Oh, you use this.
He used those words, yes. It's there, it's on record. You Google it, search it. I mean, look it up. I don't come on air to throw words. Search it. And he says that everybody coming in will be subjected to primary. That's not automatic ticket. He's warning them. He's warning these people who came in, he never had such. I can tell you, more people will come into APC.
Before we go to that, from what you've said so far, is it right to say that APC in Enugu State is still challenged?
Absolutely.
So, because there's the Chuch Energy and Ugawala group, and then now you are bringing a fresh blood into it. So where would be we're going to have a meeting point? Because if APC in Enugu State is going to make a mark, how would that happen?
Again, I stated it, when the rule of law is applied.
Yeah, and if it's not applied,
if it's not applied,
will you leave the party again?
No, that's not the answer.
Yeah, will you leave the party again?
If it's not applied, you hear from me.
Okay.
You will hear from me.
I don't think it's good to run away.
No, we don't run away.
Okay.
But we don't associate with illegality.
Yeah.
Okay. So at this point, I'm here to help, number one, unite the party. Number two, strengthen the party. Number three, win election. You can't win election without unity. You can't win an election without strength. You talk about strength, but the strength you were referring to was the wrong strength. This is the strength in unity. Once you harmonize the party, once you get people's interests aligned, you are strong. You can go to election focused. Not when you go to election and you're thinking about how much you make from the election and which house you will buy or which one you will finish, which is what they are interested in right now. Or which, once you win from the federal, at the federal level, you know that minister must come to Enugu. You rush and you start bribing people to get ministerial position and bribing people to get federal commissioner position and all that. These are not the reason you go. People have come in their mind, they've mastered the game. And the game is pretend that you are running for election. A man who has been adjudged to being a sleeping minister left Abuja, came down to Enugu State and started holding rallies. You saw it. Okay, this is not electionary time, and this man came down. First, he heard about the progressive groups were holding a meeting. All his ward people to come to meeting at Bishop Court. They did that. It wasn't enough. He also heard that the governor of Enugu State, a performing governor, by the way, is launching some few products and somehow is starting commissioning some products, some projects. What did he do? He runs down to welcome 3 unknown individuals, 3 politically irrelevant persons in Enugu. By the way, they are relevant, they have votes. So I would not have time irrelevant. They are relevant because they have votes. They have voters card. Yes. Those 3 persons that he threw a big party, and somewhere along the line, his own members started fighting and destroying things. He caused security chaos. Is he supposed to?
But accuse the PDP of doing that.
You can accuse PDP, but I'm an internal person. What I'm telling you is that I am an APC, a bona fide APC person. Those people that did it are APC people who are aggrieved. They are his own faction who are aggrieved because he didn't give them whatever money they believe he's supposed to give them to prepare the ground. The money is about money. about money. People that were supposed to prepare the grant did not prepare the grant. And those who prepared the grant, they accused him of having taken the money. So they went there, his own group went there to destroy what others had prepared.
Okay, Ben, I want you to hold that thought. We'll just take a short break. When we come back, Dr. NWOYE, I want us to leave this path, the path of what is not working. I want us to move to the path what will make APC win electoral victories going forward.
Thank you.
We'll be back shortly.
Not everything makes it into the headlines, but we bring you the full story. Join Uchenna Cyril Anyoke, a renowned media personality and former president of the Nigerian Publishers Association, as he unpacks the real issues behind the news, from politics to public policy, economy to human rights. Nothing is off limits. Expert guest, in-depth conversation, local and global perspective. New episode every week on Facebook and YouTube. Watch now on Freedom Square TV. Follow for updates and behind the scenes clips. Beyond the headlines, beyond the news.
Freedom Square TV, and I still have Chief Ben NWOYE, PhD, convener of the Enugu Progressive Group, former chairman of the APC in Enugu State. Doc, we have talked extensively about the challenges of the APC in Enugu State. I want us to focus on the Enugu Progressive Group, which you are the convener,
Yes.
founder, and chairman.
A leader.
A leader. First, why did you form that group?
You know, the group, I was not the only founder. I called a few people from the West, Enugu West, led by Honorable Tony Bekwe, Enugu North, led by Dr. Biaji and Chief Ochobodeze, and Enugu East, led by Honorable Ifeanyi Chime. We met and I expressed to them the need for the progressive minded people in Enugu State to get together. Looking at what is happening in Enugu, the development stride of the governor, the governance, the transparency that we're experiencing. Every day you come out to Enugu, you see new things. Looking at also what the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria is doing. And then we said, let us begin to support good governance, irrespective of party affiliation. And all these young men and women that I call, they are all members of APC. But I said, our governor is of the PDP extraction. We have the 17 local government chairmen. Many of them are doing marvelously well. Look at what is happening at Ninri. Look at what is happening in Soka local government, the Igbeze North, Enugu North. Some of these local government council chairmen are building roads. We can't just sit by and just remain on politics of hate, politics of run down any government just because they don't belong to your government. Have we seen presidential hotel? How many years of abandonment, decades of decay? Somebody came in and cleaned it up. We need to independently highlight it, despite our affiliation to APC. Have we looked at the International Conference Center in Enugu State? So what is happening there? Not just is it being finished, completed, but you have hospital coming up there. You have hotel, international standard hotel, conference hotel coming up there. Look at the road, the beautification of Enugu State. I'm now talking about Enugu City itself, the beautification of it. Should we just sit quiet because the governor is not of APC extraction? Or should we come close and then look at it and support it? Because this is a purposeful governance going on. This is a governance that's bearing the minds of the people in the entire 260 ward. The smart school is going up. It never happened before. It's unprecedented. Smart green school is going on. When we're talking about that, then the type 2 healthcare, 260 of them are going on. Simultaneously, yes, some have been nearing completion. At least 1 or 2, I'm aware, are completed.
More than that.
Or more than that are completed.
More than that.
I think when the president came in, he commissioned about 62 or 63 of them. Okay? Are we going to just sit down and fold our hands and be waiting for 2027 before we begin to take note of real governance? We are looking at the deliverables. There's insurance, healthcare insurance, authored by the government, where you pay small money, 1,000, I think, a month, and the beneficiaries can go to any public healthcare institution and receive treatment and give birth to babies. And everything, whether it's C-section or natural birth, things are paid for. Never happened before. I said, let's look at the security system. No country that has been able to conquer insecurity in the entire world. No society had done that. But what we look at is the pushback. Look at the pushback. Before now, yesterday was Monday, I was moving about. I went to a bank. I conducted my business in a bank. Not long ago, before Mbas in, the entire government house was barricaded. The Opera Square area barricaded. Monday, schools nobody goes to school. Nobody goes to work. What is the magic? Governance. Good governance. So let us, the progressives, have to come together and support good governance. We are talking about that. Then it's about the food insecurity. To tackle the issue of food insecurity, they came up with a plan. The green farm estates, 260 of them. My own ward, I'm on a ward. We have all these projects. Our local government chairman is the one championing it. We've given them the 200, I think it's 200 hectares of land.
Yeah.
They have fenced it, they have put up the stuff. They are going to put tractors. Imagine if we have 260 farm estate comprising of 200 hectares of land, farmland, producing various things using their comparative advantages of the soil in different areas of Enugu. Enugu State will not only produce enough of what it can feed from in years to come, but it become a food basket, even of the southeast of the Nigerian sector. We'll begin to export things again. We will come back to where we were before, where people are depending on Enugu oil, Enugu palm fruit to support the rest of the nation. So these are the things that form the bedrock of me saying, okay, let us come together as progressives in Enugu State and support good governance. We are not only looking at the state government, we are looking at the local government. We're also looking at those who are part of the legislature. Are they doing their work or are they sleeping? Are they borrowing from our Minister of Science, Innovation, Science and Industry, Technology, rather, Science and Technology, who has been adjudged to be a sleeping center? We can't fold our hands.
It's like you're obsessed with this.
I am not. I am absolutely not. I love him. He's my brother. I love him. But I
give him some slack.
I love him.
But he has been able to do a few things.
I love him. But the problem is, I'm not the one that I judged him.
Okay.
So you can't hold me accountable for his own rating. He's an individual, independent rating. I'm not the one that rated him. And if a man like that, and why I have to keep pointing it out is, if he has been independently rated as a sleeping minister out of 48, then I'll have 48, the largest ever we've had in this country, down from the executive council, 48. And if independent body have judged him to be sleeping or a sleeper, then we can't just ignore it as progressives, because you know why? He says he wants to be the governor come 2027. I'm worried about it. I love him as a person, but I'm worried. If a sleeping minister, after sleeping, will come over and take over the governance of my state, I'm worried. If you're not worried, I'm worried.
Okay, let me just be good. In that press conference, you made a clarion call, a bold one, audacious and courageous call, that the governor of Enugu State is free to join the APC. It has been without conceding that he remains in PDP and you're in APC. Will you still hold this view about him, and how would you ensure he gets elected as a PDP candidate?
Look, my friend,
Yes,
Uche,
yes,
listen,
yes.
I am beyond partisan politics. I told you, I converged with few people, and we formed Progressives Group. It's about the betterment of our state and our nation. I'm on record on 22nd September 2022. I was wearing APC clothes and Jagaban cap, and I campaigned for Pitamba.
Was that anti-party?
No, it is not anti-party. I'm coming.
What is anti-party?
It is not anti-party. It is actually for the interest of the people. If I had campaigned for someone who is unprepared, it would have been, my campaign would have been anti-people. If I had joined in electing an unprepared governor, I will be joining electing anti-Enugu people. So what I did was, I was for the people. But it is not a case of, think about this. Fast forward, in 2025, January 4th precisely, the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria came into Enugu. What I saw before he came in, because I witnessed the blueprint of this man, and I say, give him a chance. My own party, APC, the candidate had no blueprint. Listen, my brother, I'm educated. I've lived in advanced world for most part of my adult life. People who want to lead must show their blueprint. You don't come in and in the idea of Ojebego. So I refuse that. You don't come in the idea of, oh, he's my party man. And beyond, it's about my children, your children. So someone shows up and you say support him because he's from your party. No, now we can't do that. So I rejected that. That which I rejected in 2022 was re-echoed by Tinubu. Tinubu said, I don't care which party you are. Enugu people support Pitamba. I'm taking directive of my president. So to answer the second part of your
Okay.
question, which is in 2027, Governor Pitamba refuses to hear take action to the call.
Yes.
He remains in PDP.
Yes.
He goes somewhere. If he continues with this trajectory that I'm seeing now, if the governance continue with this trajectory that I'm seeing, I will support Pitamba.
Okay.
Irrespective of the party, his weight.
Okay. That's quite refreshing. There have been calls. In fact, your friend, a very good friend, just this morning, who's to Kechuku, former DG of VOM, of Voice of Nigeria, had said that Pitamba is highly welcome to APC. Excuse me. He said he was making a response to a comment made by Uche Naji at a rally in El Soka, saying that some people cannot come into APC. He said, no, is that nonsense? And are you in tandem with Osto Kechuku? Is he part of the progressives?
Of course, Osto Kechuku is a progressive. Okay, of course, Honorable Uche Naji, who's a newcomer to APC, does not understand.
He was a newcomer.
He's a newcomer. Of course, Honorable Onyama was not even a member of APC when he was made a minister. Okay. I can give you counts of people who became a minister.
That is not a part of why APC is not doing what they did. Because over time, people who are not members have been called to higher positions.
I told you that. That's a problem. That's a fundamental problem of the party. Like when I was building the party, I was using my money to build the party. Okay, and so also others who donated their money and their resources to build the party, including the first office we had was donated. The fund to hire it was donated by Samo Nishi. The next person that paid for it was Onyemuche Namani. By the way, he got a job now with APC, but then he had no job throughout Buhari. He got one small appointment eventually, but then he paid for office. The third person that paid was Bewood Ibe. So, but normally, naturally, those who you should appoint are people who invested. People don't invest in party altruistically. They invest in party to get either government job or government appointment or to be part of the system of governance. But you see, APC, the reward system is terrible. And when it comes to Southeast and Enugu State in particular, Enugu State, because of we don't have a governor here, Remember?
Then a defined leadership.
Exactly.
You don't have a defined leadership.
Exactly. So since you don't have that, anybody can poke in. I told you how our meeting was appointing people.
Yeah.
When Rochas Okorocha was doing the same thing. Hope Uzodinma is doing the same thing. Recently, the person who is now a member of the Southeast Commission is a former chief of staff to the deputy speaker. Your brother. He's from PDP. Your brother. Yes, he's appointed. So who appointed him? His boss. Okay. Just yesterday, the Federal Character Commission that just came in, somebody unknown to the party is a PA to Juzo Carlo.
I heard so.
Okay. So how do you grow a party? Of course, the current minister, the person that sponsored this appointment is the governor of Imo State. It's just now. He's not for the APC. So the people who work for APC, people who thought for APC, the likes of Osito Kechuku, they are there, and many more people. Nobody look toward their side. How are you going to grow the party? Then they not understood the worst part now is in this regime of appointment distribution series. What they do is this: they don't want those who understood the politics to be around. Like, I can give you a list of appointments that are still holding. If the governor comes in now, all that will change. Why would the governor, Hope Uzodinma, be interested on who becomes the VC, Nsuka? Why was he the person pushing for an Imo State man to become the VC, Nsuka? Why would that be? If we had a governor, but in this case, we had a governor who is savvy, to walk his walk and talk his talk. And in the end, we're able to produce an indigenous VC. We can't stop there. There are more things. The REC, today's REC, we must appoint a REC in a very short time. It's important for 2027.
Yeah.
That position will be up soon for grabs. The person from Enugu is the elder sister of Honorable Enugu, who is appointed. The appointment came from Imo. She's the Imo State REC. If the governor is not playing national politics, if he decides not to, such positions, you will hear the governor of Ebonyi State fighting to appoint somebody. You will hear the governor of Imo State fighting to appoint somebody from Enugu. You will hear the speaker, the deputy speaker from Abia State fighting to appoint somebody. You will hear a leader from Abia State, Senator Ojuzo Carlo. So, point is, the leadership is not defined. Allegiance is scattered. Some people are legends to, they pledge allegiance to Hope. Some pledge allegiance to Ben Carlo, some to Ojuzo Carlo, some to Wifuro, some to even Chris Ngige. So APC does not have a true rallying point. Once you don't have a defined rallying point, because remember, again, people join political party to be able to be part of governance. That's the truth. It is not an altruistic business. This is not the Red Cross business. And this is not the type of monkey they walk, babu they chop. So as long as you know that monkey they walk, babu they chop, people will undermine such political party.
Okay, Doc, we should be actually winding down. If you were to present, you talked about your love for Peter Mbah and the desire that he joins your party. Okay? And you've also made it clear that even if you remain in PDP, the progress will work for him.
Yes.
Because he walked his talk. Okay?
Yes.
Now, if you are to make a 3-point presentation, just 3 points, action plan for APC to win more seats in Enugu State in 2027, what would that be? If I would take one off you, it means that the first one you want is to Peter Mbah to become a member of the APC.
That is it.
You can speak to that.
That is it. Number one. And that is number one, that is number two, that is number three. Because the 3-point agenda is Peter Mbah, please come over to APC and help us. We can't win Enugu State without the governor Peter Mbah coming over to APC. We can't win it by rhetorics, mere rhetorics. He has the sagacity. He has the support. He has the mental acumen. He has the stuff on ground to show it. He has a campaign point. Okay, I'm not talking about political structure.
Yeah.
I'm talking about what he has done. He has the support of Mr. President Tinubu. Tinubu was here, his wife was here, his VP was here, and they all saw that this is a progressive governor. He has no business being outside the progressives. He is not just a rising star. He's a star. He's the star of the East. And you can't hide when you're a star. People who are saying that the back are not coming, I called Peter. I said, he's coming in will be like the Hurricane Peter. The Hurricane Peter will blow the wheel of positive change into Enugu. Everything will stabilize. Everybody will fall in line. APC under Peter Mba will win the presidency. APC will not, I guarantee you, the project 4772 will be a thing of the past.
Why do you want to emasculate PDP? Because by this you are well polished talks of Peter being that, Peter having the capacity to do that. You forgot that he's a member of a political party. So why do you want to crush PDP in Enugu State?
You know, it is not my job. Look, politics is context. And this is a context where you don't come second. It's like soccer. Yeah. There's no second place.
You're putting the Ronaldo.
That's all. There's no second place. So you're looking for the best. Yeah. That is why people go to buy. They spend money. If I have the money to buy Peter Mba, I would buy him. I would pull him out of PDP. I will go for him. I will trade him. I will trade him for a sleeping minister. I will trade him for all others. I will push him to push back the sleeping minister to PDP. And then he can go and run under PDP and become governor under PDP in 2027. If he can. I'm telling you this. I'm telling you this from the bottom of my heart because without me standing for APC and going after the good products, like yourself, I want you to be part of APC.
I'm a media guy.
Okay, I know you're a media guy, but I want you to work for us. So any good guy, anywhere, I go to them. I told you my history.
Yeah,
I reach out, and you can ask these people. Jehovah is still alive. He's an icon, a living icon. I went to him and approached his wife, Patu. They were part of us, but due to the charade that was going on, they left again.
Okay, finally, Dr. NWOYE, what message do you have for the APC members and the electorate in Enugu State who are watching you right now?
Unity of purpose is the key to winning an election. The bickering and the showmanship of thuggery does not win an election. We have to come together. We have to find a way or a place in your heart to forgive each other. Someone has offended you and your party mate. Keep your eyes on the ball. The ball is the victory. The idea that this person shouldn't come to the party and that person shouldn't come to that, you should just discard it. Everybody that comes into the party has a voting card. Is needed in the party. They are not just members. They are part of the numbers. They are part of the winning number. I just told you the project 4772. If one person did not vote, it would have been 4771.
Yeah.
It would have been shorter than that. So we need everybody to be part of it. I registered as a state party chairman, 115,000 members. A registration that was supervised by Senator Zwingina, the last registration exercise. We need all those people back. If 100 and about 15,000 people voted, members and their family, nobody will stop Enugu State APC from winning. We are the only political party at that time that has such registration, and it's on record. We submitted it to INEC.
Thank you, Dr. NWOYE. Thank you for sharing your insights and your experience with us today. Of course, political repositioning is never easy, but as you've explained, it is possible with unity and strategy and grassroots engagement. Well, our viewers, that's beyond headlines. Thank you for being part of this, and we'll do something tomorrow. Have a lovely day ahead of you.